Oh, well, it's Hacker007, and in this video right here, like I promised in my last video, I am going to do a review of Windows 8. This is probably going to be a long video. I'm going to talk about almost everything that I can about the operating system, and overall give it a good opinion at the end, and talk about who it's good for. So, thanks again, guys, for my last video. I got a good response from that video right there, so thanks for that. But getting into this video, I'm going to start off right from when you can turn your computer on. One of the things they did improve with the new operating system is its boot time. Basically, what they did is now the computer, as it's shutting down, kind of packs everything that you're doing, almost saves your session. Not literally, because it doesn't save what's open and everything like that. But what it does is it saves kind of your session, type like that, to your hard drive, and when you turn your computer back on again, it's going to unpack that with your RAM and your cores. And what it does is it also uses more RAM and more cores as it's turning on. That way you're going to have a faster boot time. So that is one thing I absolutely love new Windows 8 is that its boot time and its turning off time is much faster. Next thing I'm going to talk about is the lock screen. And the lock screen, I think, is also a good improvement. Here I'll show you guys by going into your settings. Under the lock screen, we have a bunch of different pictures here. Or you can go browse and you can pick your own. So let's say I pick this one right here, which is the Razer one. So there you go, and it's nice because now we don't have to use a third-party application to look at our lock screen. So it's nice. You click on it, and then it pulls up pulls up your info, and you can type in your PIN or anything else, whatever your password setting is. The next thing I'd like to talk about is the multi-monitor support. The multi-monitor support, I think, is well improved in the new OS. As you see right now, they have now added a tile bar that will go across to your other monitor, which also shows the icons. So you have your taskbar on both windows. And you also have the option to open the Metro interface on both screens. Whatever one you open it on, it goes on that one, and the other one sticks with your normal desktop. Another thing I like about the multi-monitor support is now you have the ability to change wallpapers or change how the wallpapers act on both screens. So as you see right here, I have two different pictures, and by clicking on one of them, I can click set for monitor 1, set for all monitors, or set for monitor 2. And what I have done is I have taken the same picture and flipped it around so they're kind of facing each other, and I did like that, so now the animals are kind of facing each other. I know it's something small, but I think it's a great idea because now we won't have to go around and get a third-party application, pay money, all that stuff. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is probably the most controversial thing in Windows 8 is the Metro UI, or basically your start screen. Now before I start talking about this, I have to say that Windows 8 is built off Windows 7, so it's basically the same thing, just with a big upgrade. The Metro UI has a lot of great things, some bad things, which I hope they kind of fix, but there are also some great things. Things I like. I like the live tiles. I like especially for mail. I think mail is the biggest one for me. Being able to click on this and go straight into my email, I think is a great idea, and I love the fact that it kind of updates and tells me when I have an email. I now don't have to go on Google Chrome or go to my Hotmail online and do that. So basically, it's a lot improved in my opinion. And I still think it's better than any third-party application for Windows 7 because you would have to open them up still. This one's always going to tell you when you have an email within minutes after receiving it. Some of the other features they have is For example, the weather app, which is also a weather full screen app, kind of tells you your weather, all that crap. Now the thing with the Metro UI is everything is open in full screen. So here I have Fruit Ninja. Now that's something I'm not 100% sure I like. It can get kind of annoying almost, but I do like it for things like Fruit Ninja right here, where it kind of takes your full screen and you can sign to Xbox Live and all that stuff right there. So that's one thing I do like. The ability to reorganize your tiles is also pretty fluent. I would like to see instead of having to have, like, you have to have the columns, maybe a little more customization when it comes to the overall looks of it. It can be kind of cheesy, I guess you could say, especially with this pink. I could not get a different color, but the great thing is, guys, with Windows 8 themes coming out and some hacks and customizations, I guarantee you we'll be able to change it. So a lot of people are going to stick with the desktop. Desktop is available in the corner right here by clicking it. Now the desktop is basically just another app. So by clicking that app, you kind of go to the desktop and you get to go through your desktop stuff. When I upgraded to Windows 8 through my migration, it took everything that I had kind of pinned and dropped it in there. And then what I also did was I went over here, I went to settings, I clicked show administration tools, to yes, and that gave me some other stuff right here that by default was not shown. So things like computer management, system configuration, and some of these apps that are not Metro apps, when you click on them, it just opens to your desktop and then pops them up. So I will show you some of the options now that we have with it, with Metro UI. So if we go to change PC settings here, start screen, what happens is you get to pick a background, so something, anything along the lines, and then what you use down here, you pick, happens the background is there, and then you get the 4 color is kind of there. So if I want a gray one, I'll have to stick over here, and you guys can see the color is being changed. If we go over here, my favorite one is probably this one as of right now. And once you've clicked it, you can just back out and then it'll automatically be applied. I probably will be coming up with a video where you can actually put your own custom background behind it. While on the topic of the Metro UI, one of the things that I do like about the new Windows 8 operating system is the Microsoft Windows Store. I think this is a great idea, especially with things like Ubuntu having one or one similar, Apple having one. It's almost basically Windows had to get one. So a lot of the stuff on here is free. You have some games that are that cost some money, like this one costs $10. Angry Birds costs $5. Fruit Ninja costs $5 too, but somehow I got it for free. I think it's because I installed it on my Windows 8 developer preview. So they have a bunch of free stuff, and I believe this one here is free. Yeah, so Stumble Upon is a cool thing where you can just like stumble upon stuff on the internet. But anyway, so to install something like this, all you gotta do is open it and click install, and these little dots will fly across there. And what it's gonna do is just gonna go over here. If you click over here, this is downloading, and it's a pretty fast download. And then it's gonna give you a little notification, which is another thing I really enjoy about Windows 8 is the on-screen notifications. So there we go. And now if I go over here, Stumble Upon has been put over here, and I can put it over there. And if I choose, I can make it smaller, and it will fit right in there. So that's how you install apps. The updating is the same thing. Going to the store, up here it will tell you how you have some upgrades available, and then what you can do is update them all at once, or etc. like that. The next thing I want to talk about is kind of part of the Metro UI. It's not really part of anything in my opinion, but the split screen. Now I do like the split screen in Windows 8, but I don't like everything about it. What I mean by that is, to do it, all you have to put your mouse or your finger to the top of the screen. It will kind of give you the hand. Click on it and you can pull it down, and it's going to basically have like this. Now you can put it on any side, so I'm going to put it over here, and now you can see I have the store there. Now the store isn't really a good example because it's not really made for this, so I'm just going to get a better one. So if I was to have something over here, I can have Google Chrome open while having the store there. Now my only problem with this is you cannot go half and half, which I think is kind of stupid. You can only have one overtake the other. So as you see, I'm trying to pull it halfway and just slides across. So I kind of think that is kind of stupid. I wish they would have made it available so you can just pin like that. And then to just close one of them, all you gotta do is pull it right down like this, or get across, and then it'll give you that option. Now if you're on the desktop, you can pin like the normal Windows 7, but I think that you shouldn't be able to do this also with the Metro. Now I'll talk about some of the desktop improvements. A couple of the improvements have been the Task Manager. I think the Task Manager is great. By default, it's an account like this. Now while I have the Task Manager open, you guys are going to see that I have Fruit Ninja Mail, PC Settings, Store and Weather open, although I don't really have them open. How Windows 8 works is you never really close anything now. That's why there's no exit buttons on these Metro applications. What happens is they kind of get hidden away and take up very few memory while not in use. When you open them, they take use again. So I love the new Task Manager. It basically comes really small. It's very simple. They recognize that most people use the Task Manager just to kill a task. So they did that. So now you can just click on it, hit End Task, and it's over with. By clicking more details, you're going to get the more of a traditional one, but it's going to give you much more nicer looking. You're going to have the apps, you're going to have background processes. It's going to give you your overall CPU usage and any percentages. Then if you go to the Performance tab, you have your kind of a chart about like what you've been doing lately. You have Bluetooth, your disk 1, disk 2, or disk 0 and disk 1. And right from here you have the ability to open up the resource monitor. App history, you have things that you've opened previously. Startup is a great new addition too. You can now eliminate things that are booting up with your boot up, and you can kick them out. It gives you high ratings and stuff like that, so you can tell what's enabled and not. So it tells you last boot time, users there, details, and we got some simple services. So overall, though, I think that the Task Manager is a big improvement. Now, my next, probably one of my most favorite things of the new Windows 8 is the Explorer. I think whoever is using Windows 8, this is one of the reasons. This is one thing that everyone should agree on, is the new Ribbon UI, which is up here. This allows you to basically do everything that you do from the right-click menu without having to right-click. So it saves you clicks. Basically, you can click on something once, and you can copy it to it somewhere. And it has some options already. You can move it to somewhere. You can copy the path, copy it, delete, rename, new folder. All great stuff. If you go to View, you go to this is basically your options. So you can go Preview pane here, Details, Small icons, Extra large, and if you just go over them, it'll kind of give you a little preview of what it look like. You can add columns. So I think this is actually a great idea. In the share area, you have an option to share with your home group. Certain people, you can create a zip file, burn to disk, advanced security, and then the home is just the standard stuff. In the manage, we have things like the library information. So I've eliminated it to just documents and public documents. Another thing I like about Windows 8 is the searching ability. So searching has been hugely improved. So let's say I have a file on my desktop called i3. I want to type i3. I want to get no apps. And if I go down to settings, I have no settings. I can really search anywhere. By clicking files, you're going to see the i3 is the first thing that comes up. And what happens is everything under the i3 folder is going to come up. I now have the ability to click on it, and boom, it goes to our desktop, opens the picture. So I really think the searching has been improved. It's just an absolutely great idea. And if you eliminate your search and click on all apps, basically it's going to give you everything installed. This is kind of a traditional Windows look to it. And you have everything in folders, and it's pretty simple to use. Alright, so one of the last things I want to talk about in this video is the SkyDrive, which I think is a pretty good app that comes by default in there. And what you can do is you can basically have pictures or folders or anything like that on your SkyDrive and access it from anywhere. You have your public folder, which is public things. So for example here, I have a couple of mobile uploads I tried on my iPod like 3 years ago. So it's just some Halo Reach pictures and then some random pictures. And then I have my iPod back when I used to care about it. So by clicking on it, you guys can see it's in full screen and it gives me my pictures. So the last thing I'm going to do in this review is go through the settings of the system, and then I'm going to review the charm bar, and then that'll be it for this review. So in the PC settings, in the personalized section here, we have the lock screen where you can choose your own custom picture. You can also choose your apps that will show notifications on the home screen. By default, it shows the messages, email, and calendar updates. Start screen, like I showed you guys earlier, you can choose a picture that they have and then choose your background. Account, this is just your picture, and then you can, if you have a camera plugged in or webcam, you can click this and then it will take a picture for you. Under users, what you can do is hook this up to your Microsoft account, which I have, and if you do a Microsoft account, you have the option to do sign-in options, which is change your password, change your picture password, change PIN. I use the PIN because it's just 4 numbers, and as you type the last number in, it automatically logs you in. So that's my way of using it. You can also do a picture password, which I'll show you guys quickly. And it's basically you choose a picture for what either you have or them. So if I do this Razer logo, for example, I might say use this picture. Now I have to draw 3 gestures. So I might go a full circle. No, I have to. Yeah, actually I might do that. Then right across it, and then right across it again, and then that'll be my password. This is kind of cool because you can do like a tic-tac-toe type of game. That's how you log in. Notifications is something they improved. So you have an option to choose what gives you notifications, if it plays sounds, if it shows a lock screen, all that stuff. The search, basically this is me telling you what you're allowed to search on. It's a good idea to leave it all on because it's just easier that way. Under the share, this is just frequent apps, and these apps are shareable, which I don't really understand what that means. I think this is for other accounts, but I don't have no account on this one here. General is just the available stuff here. So you get your time, your daylight savings, app switching, spelling, language, available storage, and this is something that I actually really like. Refresh your PC without affecting your files. Basically, what this is going to do is going to basically kind of like reinstall Windows without reinstalling Windows. You're going to reinstall but keep everything, so that's a really good idea. Another thing I do like is the option below that. So what you're going to do is basically start from scratch. This is a great option. 3 years down the road, you're kind of getting old with your computer, you reset it, it's kind of back to new again. Advanced Startup is you have the option to set up from disk like a USB or a DVD and change Windows startup settings. Kind of the advanced startup menu there. Under privacy, you have different things like your privacy statement. You have help Windows improve store, let apps use your name and picture, and let apps know where you live, kind of thing. Devices, this is where this is basically where everything's plugged into your computer and all that stuff like that. So you can click on one of them and remove it, but I wouldn't really suggest removing it. So this is something that I usually actually have on. I'm not sure why one wasn't. Basically, what it's going to do is it's going to download your driver settings as soon as you plug something into it. Under easy access, we have things like high contrast, which I regret clicking actually. All right, you have everything make large. You have a narrator here. You got notification settings, so you have all the way up to 5 minutes. I'm not sure why you'd want that, but alright. Sync your settings. This is just for your account. So if you have a Windows phone, it's going to basically sync it all. Now you have to have a trust in this PC. I'm having trouble setting that up, to be honest, but home group is the same thing as Windows 7. Windows Update. Yeah, so yeah, see, Windows Defender has also been updated, so you can go ahead and click install, and you can click check for updates, and it will do it automatically. Alright, so next thing I'm going to talk about is the charm bar. The charm bar is this little charm thing that which you go into the corner of your system here, your monitor. You're going to get a bunch of different things. If you click settings, you have the settings for wherever is kind of there. You have your power options here, your Wi-Fi, PC info if you choose to click that. So the search obviously is just what I just showed you guys a little earlier, is the advanced searching, which I kind of like a lot. The share is being able to share something from your desktop, kind of send it to another computer. If you click start, it's just another way to get to your start menu. But I would suggest anyone who's using Windows 8, click your start orb on your keyboard. Makes for a much faster user experience. Devices, nothing is just basically devices that are currently being used. So mine's just a second screen. By clicking that, I have options for it. So I think that's a great idea, because now you can go to devices, anything being used, you click it, you have options for it. Again, settings is just things like this. We got notifications, just stuff that I showed you earlier. So the last thing I'm going to show you guys is the control panel. Hasn't changed much from Windows 7. Now the only thing I'm not really sure about is that the control panel is like the settings, but it's like different settings. So I'm wondering why they didn't take the control panel settings, kind of put it into the normal Metro settings. That's a little criticism of mine. One thing I do like is they did change Windows Defender and made it Microsoft Security Essentials. So now it's kind of part of your computer. Windows 8 has a built-in antivirus, which is great for people who have to buy it, all that crap. So we have things like BitLocker drive encryption, storage spaces. This allows you to create pools, which will basically mean you'll be able to take 2 hard drives, kind of like make them one, theoretically, in a virtual world. We have our Action Center from previous Windows. You guys can check your virus protection. You have Smart Screen, which is another new thing of Windows 8. It kind of protects you by kind of watches over you. And that's about it, guys, for this review. One last thing I want to say, which is kind of hard to show you guys, but is the speed of Windows 8 has been crazily amount improved. One thing I hope I can show you quickly. Yeah, how I do this. Okay, is the new copy feature. You guys can see right here. You guys can see it's been drastically improved. You have this kind of graph thing, and you gotta have the ability to pause it, which I think is great. So now if you're doing a bunch of different ones, you can pause one, have one complete faster than the other, and of course you can actually just cancel it. So I think that's a great idea, and it has been proven, especially for gamers, that Windows 8 is a faster operating system than Windows 7. Hands down. There's very few tests that Windows 7 had a very slight percentage higher, and that would have been in graphics, and the reason that is because I believe the start screen does use graphics, so that's maybe why. But I'm wondering if the tests were run with the start screen enabled. So anyways guys, that is about it for this video. Sorry for it being very long, but I wanted to talk about everything. Anyways guys, feel free to like it up and comment if you have any questions. My suggestion is, if you have the money and you love Windows, get Windows 8. I don't regret getting it. I think it's pretty good, and I'm looking forward to making videos about it. Anyways guys, that's about it. So have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. This is the HackerChip 07, and I'm signing off.